Today's commencement speaker, Dr. Michelle Barber Drover, is the Associate Dean for Life Sciences and Foundations at Palmer College of Chiropractic. Dr. Drover earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Miami University in 1991 and a Master's in Social Work from Ohio State University in 1993. She earned her Doctor of Chiropractic degree from Palmer College in 2000 and practiced for 13 years in Colorado, Ohio, Illinois, and Iowa. She began working at Palmer College in 2006 and has had appointments as a faculty clinician and teaching faculty where she taught microbiology, biomechanics, public health, toxicology, and gross anatomy labs. She now serves as our Associate Dean. Dr. Drover is a co-founder of the Palmer Academy of Educators, a group devoted to developing teaching excellence on campus, and has been a founding member of the steering committee for the Palmer Women's Institute. She received the ICAA Female Chiropractic Achievement Award in 2010 and 2013, the Thelma Fordyce Mack Faculty Recognition Award in 2011 and 2014, and the Sigma Phi Chi Chiropractic Service Award in 2014 and 15. She was named Palmer College's Outstanding Faculty of the Year in 2011 and has received the Faculty of the Year Award from the Student Council every year since 2008. Wow. In addition to her teaching and administrative service, Dr. Drover regularly presents continuing education seminars for chiropractors and is published in peer-reviewed journals. Please give Dr. Michelle Drover a warm welcome to the commencement stage today.
Well, good morning. I don't usually do podiums. I wander around the room, and I usually have PowerPoint, which I don't have today, so I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down, and I'm going to try to not read it to you, but I probably will, so sorry about that. I wanted to welcome all the friends and family who traveled to Davenport this morning to join us here, and in particular to welcome the guests of honor that are seated down front in these silly-looking robes. Palmer Class 173, you guys are kind of special to me. You're the last class that had me for all of those classes that Dr. Weinert just mentioned. So in my opinion, today is kind of a pretty big day, at least for social media, right? Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook and whatever other new app that you guys learned about an hour ago, blew through it and already discarded it before the rest of us even knew it was out there. But, you've blown it all up with your selfies, right? All the hashtags, the chicken arms. Right? You know who you are. Somebody. I'm not looking at you, Katie. But it's no surprise that you're taking pictures and you're posting them on social media when it is such a big day. After all, you get to hear me speak. So I'm pretty excited that there's a big turnout for that. I mean, look at all the people who came for that. Isn't that outstanding? I mean, I'm really flattered. Thank you. That is really special. So I guess I'll go ahead and tell you about it. I am honored to be able to deliver this commencement speech to you guys today. They asked me back in July if I would do this, and it took me about a half a second to say yes. And I thought, well, how could I deny you of the privilege of getting to hear me? So, of course, I can't say no. And so even though I've known all trimester that I was going to be doing this address for you guys today, I took a page from a playbook that you all know really, really well, and I started working on my speech yesterday. And so in my defense, I've been really busy this trimester. I got a lot going on. I'm a busy lady, and I had to watch the entire series of The Office, all 201 episodes this trimester, and it took a lot of time. I mean, I was really, really busy. So yesterday, I started working on your speech, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to talk about. What words of advice could I give you? What parting wisdom could I send you on your way with? And honestly, I don't have anything. I got nothing good. So I started to think about my own graduation. It turns out I graduated October 27th of 2000, class 003. Woo. And I was thinking about my graduation and sitting out there, and I don't really remember much about that day. I remember that it was a crazy whirlwind. And I remember what I wore, and that I tore my pants on the Palmer shuttle bus coming down to the auditorium because my grandma didn't want to walk down the hill. And that's it. I don't remember anything else. I have a picture of me and my mom and dad at graduation, and this is back before all the digital cameras where you could just look at your picture and then delete it when you didn't like it and start over until you had a good one. So maybe I'll post it for you later, but it's not going to go on any wall anytime soon. Let's just put it that way. It lives in a box. But I do have it, and I remember that, and I really don't remember anything else. And so I thought, well, this is actually good for me, because what I now know is that in a couple years, you don't remember anything that I told you anyway. I mean, I don't even know if it was a man or a woman who spoke at my graduation. I have no idea. I don't know what their name was. I don't know why they were asked to come there. They're mystery to me. It just, somebody talked for a little while, and that's all I can tell you. So, big relief. Like, you're not going to remember. It's okay. So, anyway, I still knew I had to get my project done, right? I had to deliver something today. So, I went to my trusted resource, Google, and I put in a nice search string, a Pico question, if you will. And so, here's what I typed in, literally, you guys. I put in how to give a good commencement address. And I hit search, and I found an actual journal article, and I was really excited. The title, you're going to love it. 10 suggestions for a successful commencement speech. And I was like, that is perfect. I'm going to give an evidence-based commencement award, or commencement address, right? Like, it's perfect. You can't get better than that. And so I click on it, and I'm not even lying. This is absolute truth. It was published in the Journal of Chiropractic Education, right? Who says there's no chiropractic literature? It is clearly out there. And so I was really excited. So I thought I'm going to dig into this like really in-depth analysis of all the chiropractic commencement speeches that have ever been given, and I'm going to get really awesome advice, and this is going to be amazing. And I opened it, and it turns out, and I'm going to give you guys a direct quote. Here's what the guy said. You ready? This is one man's opinion based on the observation of over 50 commencement addresses. There was no analysis. There was no statistical anything that was done. I couldn't even complain about the statistics. They didn't exist. He just basically said, I've listened to a lot of addresses, and some of them were awesome, and some of them were really, really inappropriate, and so don't, do that. Okay, well, that's not helpful. There really wasn't anything earth-shattering in there that I didn't already know. I thought, well, I did learn a couple things, though, and I wanted to enlighten you. By the way, here's the other thing. I realized this guy wrote this article after going to 50 graduation speeches. I've been to 38 Palmer graduations, and I am really good at judging people. It never once entered my mind that I could write an article about it. So I totally missed the mark on that one. Because, publication, that gets you promotion. Like, I missed the boat. I didn't even know. So I might write about this one later. You'll see. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's what I learned from this article. First of all, they had a very important Table 1. Table 1 is important in research. And Table 1 provided me with the word counts of some famous commencement addresses. So in case you wondered, Mr. Rogers, he gave a commencement address 1,473 words. George W. Bush, 1,620. Steve Jobs, 2,248. Now, I don't know what they put in their speeches or how it was supposed to help me, but I know how many words. So in case you were wondering, mine's 2,355. So I think I'm an overachiever, right? That's what that tells me. And the other thing that I learned that I thought was really awesome is this. I'm going to quote this one again, too. It says this: if you have been chosen to deliver the keynote address, is probably because of your eminence in your field and because you are well respected. I did not know I was eminent, but I know it now. And so I know now why that mystery person was chosen to speak at my graduation, whoever he or she might be. And I know why you guys all came to listen to me today, because again, I'm eminent, right? And so I had to look it up. I'm like, what does that actually mean? So here's the definition. Eminence is fame and recognized superiority, right? Especially within a particular sphere or profession. So some of you might have been thinking right now as I was talking, like, she's really full of herself. And I would say to you, no, I'm eminent. I'm eminent. It also said in this article that I should make this speech about you and not about me. So I thought, okay, I guess I better do that. And so I spent most of the yesterday afternoon in deep preparation thinking about you guys. And my hat is falling. And thinking about you guys. And what I did is I went onto your Facebook page and I tried to remind myself of some of the things that we've experienced together over the last 3 1/3 years. And it's the public page, so don't worry. That's the only one I actually have access to, right? And so I was going through, and I gotta be honest, it started to get a little weird, you guys. What I realized is that I think you guys have been a little bit too obsessed with me during your time here. And I don't want to call you stalkers, because that makes you sound a little creepy and a little dangerous. But what I am going to say is that there were a lot of coincidences that I uncovered in my perusal of your Facebook. So I'll give you a few examples. So for example, you guys maybe not know this. Did you know that this group of people right down front here came to my place of work and went to the same room where I was trying to do my job 188 times during their time at Palmer? Every day after day, they just kept showing up where I was and just wanting to know what I was doing. What are you going to talk about today? I was like, Really? Like, get a life, you guys. But they kept coming. Now, they might tell you it's because they were the last group that had me for microbiology, and then biomechanics, and then public health, and then toxicology, and maybe even a life science review thrown in there. But still, it's a little weird, right? 188 times? That's excessive. Okay. On the last day of toxicology, Gina, I'm looking at you. Jana, I'll get it right. Last day of toxicology, we had a quiz. And you guys might remember in toxicology that the quizzes, you got to drop your lowest quiz. And so some of you maybe weren't there that day, but Jana was there. And I said, you don't really need the points. You kind of already have like 103% in the class. And she's like, I know, I just really like to do them. I just really like to be here. I travel a lot, okay? So one day I was on my way to Orlando for a conference. I'm on the airplane, and who is in the aisle on the airplane in front of me? You know, Drew and Holly. I took a picture of it. It's on the Facebook. Following me. Weird. And another time I was going to fly to Toronto, and I get to the gate at Moline, and who's sitting at the gate waiting for me? Marianne, Ty, Sarah. You guys remember that day? We hung out for a little while. Yeah. We talked about our boots. Remember, Sarah? Yeah. And then there was another time I was flying to Newfoundland to visit my then fiance, and the guy in the row in front of me on the airplane, I don't know where he's at, Joey's sitting right in front of me. There you are. I mean, he's a Newfie and everything, so he thinks he had a good excuse for going, but still, seemed a little weird that he's going to Newfoundland the same time I'm going to Newfoundland on a break, right? Just strange. And then, what about that time Brad wore that woman's sweater to class? You guys remember the picture where his little naked belly's hanging out? Now, he'll tell you it's because I said we were having an ugly sweater party and he was just trying to participate, but still, it's a little weird, right? A little weird. I got more. Everybody knows I love memes, right? I bring them into class all the time. I put them up. I start every day with a cartoon or a meme. Have you guys ever looked at Gabe's Facebook posts? He's kind of become like the king of memes. Is that really an accident? I don't think so. How about, you guys remember, it was early in your experience here at Palmer, but I shaved my head for charity, right? It was right before you guys had class with me. But do you remember when Chance used to have dreadlocks? Where's Chance? There you are. Yeah. They're not there now, are they? Huh. Weird. Coincidence. And then there's this one weekend when Sarah kept showing up at my house and she kept insisting on feeding my cats. Like, I mean, I gave her money and a key and asked her to come, but still, it was weird. She just kept coming over and over and over again. And what about Shane and Gabby, who did their work study jobs in life sciences? Is that an accident? It's not my department. I'm the boss there, but, let's work in life sciences. Yeah. Weird. Okay. Speaking of Shane, do you guys know I got engaged? And then not long after that, Shane also got engaged. And in the time that we've known each other, I got married, and then some of you also have gotten married, right? Like Taylor got married, and Mike got married, and Alyssa got married, probably some others. Those are just ones I can remember. It's strange, right? It's just weird. I adopted 2 dogs. Holly had like 1 million kids. That's kind of the same thing, right? It's kind of the same. When we had class together, I talked to you guys about how I ran a marathon, and then Taylor, Jessica, James, Alyssa all ran a marathon. Ooh, look at us. I did it first. Hunter has a stand-up paddleboard, and he's moving to Colorado after graduation. I own a kayak, and I lived in Colorado for a while after graduation, so close enough, right? And don't even get me started on Katie. For 2 trimesters, every single week when I went to the clinic for my adjustment, she insisted on showing up. She gave me this line about, like, I'm your intern, I have to be here. It's the responsible thing to do, but still, it's a little strange, don't you guys think? Like, over and over and over again, I get no peace. You guys had class parties at Modern Woodman Park, at the Family Fun Center in Moline, at the Up Rooftop Bar. I've been to all of those places, all of them. I don't know how many times I've bumped into one or many of you at Red Band. Weird. Last night I had to go to this graduation thing, like this big banquet at the Radisson. There were a lot of you there. In fact, a lot of you were there too. Suspect. That's what I'm going to say. And now I'm speaking here today, and of course, look at the droves of you who came out to follow me, to see this happening today. Like, it's a little obsessive, don't you think? But I'm eminent, so I can't really blame you if you're wanting to be around me, right? Like, it makes sense. I get it. I'm pretty awesome. So I was looking at your Facebook page some more, and I found a couple other interesting things. I found 2 quotes that were posted there that I wanted to share with you. And one of them was actually one that Holly shared. It was an Oprah Winfrey quote back in first, maybe second trimester. And here's the quote. It says, "Surround yourself only with people who are going to take you higher." And I'm going to guess you didn't realize back then when you posted it how prophetic that quote would actually end up being, right? Because look at how you guys have grown together as a group and how you have come together as such a tight-knit class and how you have surrounded yourselves with your friends, your family, your future colleagues. You've really built this group of people who do exactly that. They support you and they push you to go higher, right? To be a better person than who you were when you first came here. And I think that's really pretty outstanding. So Holly, I don't know if you knew that you were doing that, but that was pretty awesome. I found and I want you to keep doing that too, by the way. Just keep making sure after you leave here that you continue to surround yourself with people who will demand more of you, but while also supporting you and encouraging you in your dreams. The second quote that I wanted to share is actually one that I posted for you guys, and it was during your last class with me during finals week in toxicology. So it was October 21st of 2015, and now that's almost exactly 2 years later. And this is the quote that I posted on your Facebook page for you. "Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle." And as a group, you guys have faced a lot of obstacles over the time that you've been here, right? You've traveled a pretty extensive road to get to where you are today, and it hasn't always been easy, right? There's been a lot of ups and downs, good days, bad days, but together you've gotten through. And that's because there's something inside of you that really made you want to get to here, to get to today, right? That passion and that drive. And it fueled your days. It made the good days more spectacular. And it made the bad days tolerable and able to get through. And you leaned on each other. And you leaned on the people around this room, right? And you were able to get to today, which is really an incredible celebration. And what I know is as you leave here today, you're going to continue to experience a lot of ups and downs, right? There will be bad days. I'm sorry to let you know, but they will happen. And there's going to be a lot of really mediocre, uneventful days, and then there's going to be some days that are going to leave you just completely in awe of the resilience and the miraculousness of the human body, right? And you're going to have to take each and every one of those days as they come. So those highs and lows are going to happen in your practices. They're going to happen in your career, in your personal lives. Embrace all of it. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there's something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle, and lean on those around you for support. Look around you one more time. Look around you right now. This group of people, the people on the floor with you, the people in the stands, everybody up here, every single person in this room is part of your support network. We have been there for you for this entire journey, and we will continue to be there for you wherever your journey takes you into the future. We are your people, right? To quote Grey's Anatomy, if you're a fan. Where did Virginia, I didn't do what you said. I'm supposed to use my finger so I don't lose my place. So we're going to be there for you during the celebrations, for the adversities, and for everything in between. I mentioned that I've been watching The Office. I'm done. But during the finale of The Office, Andy Bernard said a really, really profound thing, and I thought it was pretty awesome. I was going to share it with you. And so everything was coming to an end at The Office, right? And he had gotten a new job, and he was moving on. And he said this. He was understandably wistful about closing one chapter, but also really optimistic about what the future held, which is kind of what you guys are experiencing today, right? That sort of bittersweet place in between those two worlds. And he said this. He said, "The weird thing is, now I'm exactly where I want to be. I've got my dream job, and I'm still just thinking about my old pals. They're the ones I made here. I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you actually left them." And I hope that as you wrap up this chapter in your life, you'll recognize that this experience and all of the relationships that you've built during this time here are part of your good old days. But not only that, I hope that you realize that every single day, every good, every mediocre, and even difficult day that you're going to go through moving forward is part of that experience of allowing you to live the life you've always wanted but can never really truly imagine. As you go through each and every day, please try to take a moment to acknowledge its impact in the totality of your life. Don't wait until you end each chapter to reflect on it and look back on the good old days, but instead recognize that each and every day you are weaving another thread into the magnificent tapestry of your life, and appreciate it for its unique contribution in that moment. And most importantly, I recognize that I am only eminent because I've been fortunate enough to have ended up here. Choosing chiropractic and choosing Palmer have changed my life more than I can ever fully put into words. As I look at the tapestry of my life, I recognize that nearly everything that I consider good and successful in my world can be traced back to when I chose to dedicate my life to chiropractic and to Palmer. I'm eminent because I have the opportunity every day to influence the future of chiropractic by being a part of your journey to become doctors. You guys are my legacy. You're my why, right? By being able to be in front of you every single day and help to formulate your identity as a doctor and help you to want to be a better person and to be a better servant, what I know is that you make me proud every single day. And I am very honored to have had the privilege to teach you, and I'm honored to have you as part of my chiropractic family, and in a few minutes to be able to call you my colleagues. It really is a tremendous and humbling experience for me to get to do those things. I hope that you recognize that what you are doing today is a huge celebration, and that we're all here to actually celebrate with you and not to listen to my speech, as it turns out. And I hope that for you, that when you leave here, you take everything that you've learned and that you continue to build on it, and that you fuel it with that drive and with that passion. And I wish you the best of luck as you guys all now leave and go out to create your own chiropractic legacy. And with that, I have to say, I'm proud of you. I love you all. If I didn't mention your name, it's not because I wasn't thinking of you. You just didn't fit in my comedy routine. And most importantly, congratulations, doctors.